because the potential for a first blood on the side of BetBoom with the the bushwhack, the astral imprisonment already being taken up to set up. Oh, but it might be TORONTOTOKYO actually moving himself into the river, and Vazia LSA is going to connect towards that battery shield to come through from Clockwerk now as well onto the Nature's Prophet, and Vazia's going to be chased down. GPK, the bushwhack, he does connect, and it's going to be first blood. Yeah, astral imprisonment comes out. GPK going to be given the first blood over to the mid laner just to give him that little bit of an extra advantage to be able to get himself out the first null talisman as well.
People always make a mistake going into a Lina Clockwerk. I don't know. We've seen it a couple of times. I think I also see it in pubs from time to time when you're playing against the Lina, plus like a Marcy Clockwerk or something along those lines. People tend to want to take that rune with not investing enough numbers. Lina is squishy and not that strong early levels, at least until you get like level 3-4. But Clockwerk is pretty nasty. You know, BetBoom bring a couple of these heroes, and suddenly the old D is looking really powerful. And this, for me, is a problem. I don't think you should allow GPK to be super strong this game, because if he is, then every Marine rotation that is unsuccessful or not really successful a lot, you don't get a couple of kills from it, the OD will be getting massive, and then later on down the line, he just kills all of you. So this is pretty dangerous, if you ask me.
Yeah, and we know that the OD can be that lane winner, especially coming through with the Astral Imprisonment, being able to Astral get the denies onto the range creeps anytime Marine tries to come for them. You just secure the last hits as well. And you can see, well, actually Marine did get a deny off through GPK's Astral Imprisonment. But
what the hell are Save and So Bad doing? Yeah, they're trying to find their spot in the world. They're like, I don't belong anywhere. Like, is anyone gonna let me have it? And Save, I don't even know where he's taking these creeps, but that's pretty interesting. And I think that the Nightfall is gonna be happy that he's in a 1 versus 1 scenario.
Yeah, it's taking them into the mid lane. Okay, yeah, gonna go around the world on a tour here, and then Save just pulls the creeps too. So an extra little bit of farm, I guess, for the mid laners. Surprise, happy birthday, and here's your present, I guess.
Yeah, but look at it. Both of them will deny a creep wave each. No one is actually leeching that experience. Usually we see this on the side lanes, but this was actually quite nice. So I understand it. You want to get GPK super strong, and you want to get Malrine super strong. In the end, they're just gonna be getting the same amount of waves, just a little bit more denies.
Yeah, and GPK even denies one of the water runes. He doesn't take the extra 2 seconds to pick it up and back off. That would not be peak efficiency here, and GPK denying that water in the river. Meanwhile, in the top lane, how's TORONTOTOKYO looking? LSA is going to connect, but TORONTOTOKYO, he doesn't have the battery sword. He has already used it, doesn't have the mana for it anyway. So it looks like... how are the trees doing as well? They are being cleared off around that tier 1 tower, but not around the lane patch where you do usually see them being cleared off.
Yeah, Vazia needs to have a presence of mind here in this top lane to just kill the trees that his teammate doesn't find useful. But yeah, one time he did take those down next to the tower, so I think his buddy is going to be regretting that quite a lot. A lot of tree taking abilities in this lane, to be honest.
Yep, LSA, it's going to be over onto the Treant's Hellscream, though. He does have a leech seed down onto Pure, as well as a couple of bashes. Even the Nature's Grasp being used, and Pure just has to back himself away. Gets that Shared Tango off as well. Any regen coming in, it's just going to be the Falcon's Blade here for Pure. So he's going to be fine with that. Should regen up quite quickly with these tangos as well. And Vazia...
bounty.
Has he got its teleportation and the Treant? So he doesn't have that sprout coming out just yet at level 3. Nature's Grasp does go down. There's going to be the LSA onto the Nature's Prophet, though. Pure, he might actually go down here. And Vizia picks up the kill.
Very, very important. The lanes are doing well for Nemiga currently, and they should be very happy with it. Especially their safe lane, Kiritich is crushing it, even though Nightfall was in a 1 versus 1 for a long time. It just made sure that So Bad comes to the lane now, and he still has mana. There's that time on the lane, 4 or 5 minutes in, Undying loses all of his mangoes, no mana, he's useless, and then he dies. Well, not gonna happen in this lane, and CK is pretty self-sufficient.
Yeah, Tombstone goes down. Nightfall trying to get himself away. He's using that Celestial Hammer, but the double bushwhack comes through. Do they want to try and turn this around? They can't. There is no
usages, a lot of cool movements later on, and I'm hoping that is what happens here as well. For that, Nemiga need to continue doing well in the lanes, but with those couple of good spell usages from BetBoom in the bottom lane, the Dawnbreaker is starting to catch up.
Yeah, meanwhile, it looks like, the mid lane GPK, he's looking to top that net worth. He is getting himself up there. Only about 4.5 minutes in. but he is trying to take over, you know, with the Astral from Prism. 3-point into that there as well. Bottom lane, though, you get that kill onto Kiritich, going a little bit too far, and the Bushwhack sets up from Save. He might pay with his life. Even the Creep just trying to do what damage he can over to Save, but it looks like, well, we're about to find out. So bad. It might go so bad for him here. The Bushwhack, it's going to connect. Can he follow up? Celestial Hammer's going to come through, and Nightfall, he picks up that kill.
And we had action on the top lane as well, where TORONTOTOKYO is losing his life currently, and Bure, there's absolutely nothing he can do to save it. So actually, action happening everywhere, but BetBoom should be more happy with how it went, right? Losing the Clockwerk, getting 2 heroes in the bottom lane. That bottom lane is very important for Nemiga to go well, because it's an Undying CK. Like, that is a very powerful lane, and suddenly both of them die, and Nightfall is neck and neck in terms of CS.
Yeah, and Pure as well has to watch out. I mean, so the Sprout trees are real trees, right? They're not like fake plastic trees. So if the Sprout comes out onto one, the Nature's Grasp comes across it as well, that should proc the extra effects of the Nature's Grasp. So it's really hard, especially TORONTOTOKYO being that melee hero that wants to come in, get the Battery Assault off, you know, defend his teammate as well. It's really hard to live in this lane, and you can see that TORONTOTOKYO, he's already been punished for it a couple of times. Mid lane, though, there might be a rotation, and the Treant's going to be here. Marine Bushwhack, he's going to be able to get this Swashbuckle away, and Marine getting himself towards a haste. There isn't going to be the Astral here in time to stop him from being able to bottle up and take that haste. So now, with 3 heroes here in the mid lane, GPK, there's going to be the TP in Vazia. He comes in with the Sprout. GPK, what's he able to do? Drops that Sanity's Eclipse. There's even going to be the TP in from Nightfall now as well, but to get the kill onto GPK, immediately turn around. So bad will fall. Hellscream, can he get himself away from this one? Save, trying to do what he can, but has to run himself away from Marine. That Nature's Grasp is going to be dropped, and Save. Marine gets the kill, couldn't get himself away. No level 6, just, I mean, he's only level 3, nearly level 4, so no sharpshooter to get himself down to the low ground from that, and Marine just picks up the kill.
Yep, for Nemiga now, considering that the lanes didn't go the best for them, they didn't go terribly, but they didn't go the best. Now it's about speed, about bringing your heroes together. So you get the supports to where the Pango is, and you're always going to have the help from the Nature's Prophet. For now, it's the mid lane, but it could be in the side lanes as well. So Nemiga, now they need speed. You saw that BetBoom, they even brought Nightfall there. I think when they saw the lineup of their enemies, they kind of came to a conclusion, we have to bring even more heroes if we are to defend towers, and for now, they're going to be able to do so.
Yeah, and we'll see as well. I mean, Vazia with that 1 TP, only level 5, so he doesn't have the Nature's Wrath just yet, but he does want to be going towards the Scepters to lower that cooldown, get that Entangle off as well. But Hellscream moving up. These Treants, Pure's trying to do what he can to take these Treants down here with a 1 point into the Dragon Slave. The right click's coming through as well. He's trying to clean these up, and he's going to get a couple of them as well. So a bit of bonus gold on the bottom lane, though. Do they want to try and make a move? Kiritich and Sobad coming forward. But yeah, it looks like there's not going to be a massive engagement. So Vazia on the top lane can just, you know, go back to free farming. And Hellscream is even looking for the stacks. This is going to be nice for the Pangolier to, I mean, he doesn't even really need to do a whole lot of catching up. He's only about 700 gold behind. But those stacks are going to be nice here for the Pangolier. TORONTOTOKYO, he drops the cogs. Nature's Grasp does come through here. There's going to be the Rolling Thunder as well. TORONTOTOKYO, no, he cancels it off.
Allow him.
Yeah, he's just keeping it in with the Battery Assault. He's not going to be able to get it off there as GPK. It looks like he did get the Invis rune, but no real benefit from that. Just coming back in the lane to last hit.
Very nicely done there by TORONTOTOKYO. He's slowly moving a little bit away, you know, and at some point you have to understand the OD is coming forward. There's going to be a defensive Astral, and you're not going to be able to do anything. Though I'm kind of surprised that Hellscream didn't come next to the Clockwerk and was the one chasing him down, so that you allowed the Rolling Thunder to come through. That, for me, shows a little bit of miscommunication there on the Nemiga side, or maybe Hellscream was like, yo, Malrine, he is crazy. I'm not going to be following through with this idea.
Yeah, who's scared of the level 3 position 5 Clockwerk? Well, but the tower on the top lane is taking a lot of punishment coming through from these Treants here, as well as these Treants and Vazia. TORONTOTOKYO going to try and do his best, but Marine's already going to be hit. No, the Bushwhack, it cancels off, and now are they going to be able to do the damage up to Vazia? There's going to be a Solar Guardian coming through. Nightfall, LSA connects onto Marine. Is it going to try and go with the Laguna Blade? No mana on the Lina, but they do still get the kill. They take down the Tombstone now as well. And Sobad, Bushwhack, it's going to be there, keeping him close, keeping him locked down, and keeping that kill fresh for Nightfall.
I was surprised already, like, why isn't Sobad there? But then I saw him in the mid lane. Okay, he's trying to defend the tower, But then he TPs at the tail end of the fight where BetBoom have already done their thing. And this is, I have to say, this is a big problem for Nemiga, right? Because this isn't even the timing of BetBoom. You don't have level 6 on the Hoodwink, you don't have level 6 on the Clockwerk. But considering that they're getting some nice kills and nice fights going their way, they're gonna have them at like 10, 10, 30, and then it becomes an issue.
Yeah, Marine finally gets off the Rolling Thunder, but the Astral going to keep Save alive. It's going to save for a little bit. Marine trying to adjust his track, and he will get the kill onto Save there. So does eventually get it off after waiting for the past 2 or 3 minutes to go for that Rolling Thunder, but now it's going to be down. Astral coming in, and so is Pure. Stanix's Eclipse is going to be dropped. LSA going to be timed just right, and they're going to be able to give the kill over to Pure. Even the Living Armor not going to be enough to save the life of the Pangolier, and Pure picks that one up.
The thing is that Nemiga, their lineup wouldn't like for the game to slow down, right? Well, what's gonna happen if it slows down? The Lina is gonna be taking overwhelming amounts of farm, and you won't get the map kind of small enough for BetBoom not to be able to farm on the Lina and eventually win the game. So this to me is an issue because it looks like Nemiga, they can't really fight now. They're gonna have to bring in Kiritich. I think that's kind of the last resort. Kiritich is probably going to be farming with this, maybe the next Phantasm, but from like minute 14, 15, if he's not readily available to fight and ready to burst these heroes down, Nemiga are just going to be slowly losing the game.
Yeah, and in the mid lane, another Astral out onto Sobat, but does he want to push him here, GPK? Doesn't look like it. GPK actually going for that first item blink. Marine's in the lane now as well. GPK though doesn't look overly scared. Coming forward again, there's going to be another Astral coming through onto the Undying. The Undying losing a whole lot of mana there, which obviously he wants for. He can get 3 decays off, and that's pretty much it if he does try and do something with all of this missing mana.
We'll see how that looks. I'm looking at BetBoom, and yeah, they're slowing things down. They gave the book to the Clockwerk, and Save is going to be the one that's going to be waiting for his level 6 on the Sharpshooter. So currently, BetBoom, they're happy with it just going slightly slower, but just in a couple of seconds, maybe 1 minute or so, they're going to start going aggressively. Because what you want with BetBoom is to get kills over and over again. If Nemiga are missing heroes, they can't push in the lanes. And BetBoom's heroes don't deal great with that one. They have the Dawnbreaker, but you kind of want to use that hero offensively.
Yeah. Do you remember when Cinder... Oh, bottom lane. We'll take a look at it in a minute because the Phantasm is going to be coming out and Save, trying to use that pushback. Sharpshooter will be there now as well. He's going to be stunned up. And the Sharpshooter just goes in the completely other direction there. Nightfall backs himself away. But they do get a kill. So it's a nice setup against Save. It gets Kiritich again, something on that board. Apart from a death. Hookshot, it comes in onto Vazia. They're going to have the lockdown now for Oligarn as well. Vazia, can he get himself away? But the battery shield's going. The South Steel Hammer now as well. Where's that Starbreaker? They're going to be able to get the kill. The Sprout comes up, but Nightfall still going to be able to chase. Tombstone going to be dropped, but it looks like Vazia, he's going to be able to get himself out safe. And yeah, Nightfall used that piggy pole to get himself away from the Tombstone.
He didn't have the Starbreaker when he came in. He just used it on the creeps. So, you know, it's what gave the Nature's Prophet the chance to live there. I liked Vazia's idea. He was going to the cliff, wanted to push himself down with the Sprout. Didn't manage to do so, but he did push himself far enough to the left to be able to save himself. So that's a death averted. And now without the Solar Guardian, it's timing for Nemiga to put a foot on the gas yet again. Just fast, speed all time on the map. If you're not losing heroes, you actually have a chance in this game.
Yeah, and you can see the bottom lane, there's a TP from Vazia. He tried to get the Sprouts out, but obviously the Scurry coming through from the Hoodwink means that he can move through the Sprout trees. And it just means, well, I mean, the Treants were there to do a little bit of damage to the tier 1, but it just means the Hoodwink was able to get away alive there, save, you know, 1, 3, and 5. So not having the greatest game, but it does mean that he doesn't get picked up once again. And Vazia just goes straight back to that top lane, looking to finish off the Ags. He's about 800 gold away from fully completing onto that, so Nature's Prophet. Once that does come out, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see NP rotating around, looking to get really aggressive with the Wrath of Nature.
It's all about pushing the lanes in, not allowing BetBoom to find the openings. That's why BetBoom are getting more and more items to be able to initiate. OD going for a first item, Blink Dagger. He wants to be able to start the fight. When you have a Blink and an Axe, you can hold a hero in for 8 seconds. And you're going to be able to catch him. And that's kind of what BetBoom will need in this game. Because they're not going to have a positioning advantage even when they're ahead.
Yeah, and from previous matches that we've seen in BetBoom, They are so good at just avoiding these fights and taking fights on their own terms. So like you say, itemizing towards that now, having that ability to engage when they want to. They do have heroes that, you know, they have ways of getting out or protecting themselves while the rest of the team do rotate to look for the engage. This Treant here, it's not going to see the smoke, so Vazia could be in a whole world of hurt. Yeah, this ward will steam because of the cut trees, and Vazia moving himself around, but he's still going to be under vision. Now the blink comes forward. He's going to be the Absolute Imprisonment. They're going to be setting up for that hookshot. It looks like the Clockwerk not actually going to be going for it, waiting to see if anyone responds, and they do get the kill onto Vazia as TORONTOTOKYO still moving around in this smoke.
We all have that one friend that isn't really good at hide and seek. Like, I'm hiding right now, and he's just in plain sight. The ward does expire immediately. TORONTOTOKYO is caught Kiritish. It's the other way around for sure. He doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those. Another friend that might have been bad at hide and seek there, just being sought when he didn't want to be found, and gave over a free kill to the Chaos Knight.
Yep, that's a nice one. I think Nightfall was contemplating if he goes there, but they didn't see enough on the map, so you don't want to risk it. If the lanes are being pushed in by BetBoom, they're happy. At some point, what they want to do is find that dive on probably on the bottom lane to get the tower down. And you don't want to be risking your big spells for kills that you probably won't get, so that you won't have them for that situation. So that's why Nightfall is now going to be very careful when he uses the Solar Guardian.
Yeah, but you can see the EGB odds on screen here. The Nemiga, the odds have actually decreased. So BetBoom, the clear favorites at the minute. And Vazia did go for the Absolute Imprisonment to try and set up. Save's going to be here, but the Sprout, where's that pushback? That's the exact setup that I was talking about in the draft. And now with the Solar Guardian coming through, GPK sets up for the kill, but they might not be done just yet here. GPK, Rolling Thunder's going to be there as well as the drag back with that reality. It's so bad. He does secure that kill, but Kiritish setting up with the drag back. And now the Chaos Ball. There's going to be another drag back as well. The hookshot comes through. They have that stun the backline to LSA as well. The Laguna Blade. Malreen's going to go down. With a great rotation in, and now on top of Kiritish. Kiritish trying to drag him in with the relic direct. The LSA connects again, and this is going to be the death of the Chaos Knight. Hellscream, he might be the next one to burn from Lena's fire. Pure gets himself a mega kill with the triple. Is it going to be a quad kill? The ultra does come out there. Pure stacking up the kills.
What BetBoom do really well is baiting you to come into an area they want you to fight at. So when the outposts and this high ground in the enemy jungle was introduced, it made sure that you're not just trading jungles. If you remember, like the old days of Dota, it was just trading jungles. But then Ice Rock, he puts this high ground, he puts the outpost, and suddenly you can protect your big jungle a little bit easier. And you don't want to be fighting on the low ground. That's why BetBoom, they go for a gank, just a pick off on the low ground, and they get caught. It's time to run, right? Nemiga, they could have gotten 1 or 2 kills and gotten themselves out, but they got greedy. They went to the high ground, and at the high ground, Pure was waiting. And I'm so happy that every single game, Pure is a part of those fights exactly on the place where he needs to be. And this is where the game gets broken, because no part of the map is now safe for Nemiga. Of course, they get themselves together, they get the tower, but it's gonna be very hard to hold even the top part of the ramp now when BetBoom has so many wards there.
Yeah, look at this as well. You see the Vazia TPs himself to the top lane, try to push it out, and immediately save his waiting. Vazia, he just gets taken. He takes a lot of damage coming through from that sharpshooter. Prophet trying to do what he can to just. I mean, he's just gonna stand and regen underneath the tower with the living armor as well, so he does have a decent amount of regen being offered to him. But that was a position for Hoodwink that did nearly 2/3 of the nature's Prophet damage.
And that's just what the hero does. Yeah, you can't really be too mad about that one. Finally, I think with the complete overtaking of the top lane, pushing Nemiga out for the time being, when Nemiga has to get that back into their favor, this is where BetBoom finally gets the power on the bottom lane. I'm looking at Nemiga and I'm thinking, are they gonna defend this? Do they have the capabilities to do so, or maybe BetBoom don't even have the guts to go for it? I'm kind of weirded out that BetBoom aren't ready to break the status quo. To me, it looks like they have the necessary items currently to do so. The one thing they could be waiting for is the Axe and the OD.
he's only about 600 gold from completion, but you would have thought, you know, going for that tower, just getting that little bit extra gold, that little bit quicker towards that axe, but he's not going to be too far away from it anyway. The creeps are going to be doing damage through that living armor as well.
Rock it on.
I mean, it's 4 points into the living armor, so there is a decent amount of sustain, but eventually, if it carries on going like this, the creeps will get through it. While this is going on, though, Nemiga, they're going into the roach pit, and
It was counted.
yeah, did he respond to this? It doesn't look like they do.
Nope. They don't care. Like, take it, but they need to take a tower while this is happening. GPK is in the bottom lane. The mid lane tower isn't taking that much damage as well. Nemiga are super happy with this. BetBoom, they've slowed things down too much. I understand that Nemiga wants speed, but you also should be taking something when it's offered to you. And finally, Pure, it seems like he's gonna be going towards the bottom lane. Yeah, he's the best tower taker for sure, and has a BKB to keep himself alive.
Yeah, he even moved himself off because there is going to be the fortification coming through. So moving himself back, just trying to build up these stacks again with the LSA, the Dragon Slave, build up that attack speed and movement speed. But he doesn't actually go back towards the tier 1 tower. It actually looks like the scouting through the Radiant Jungle looking for a kill, and Pure just continuing to farm at the minute. So this tier 1 tower on the bottom lane, it still stands 239 health and picking up. As Vazia in the Dire Jungle, he's looking for his farm as well. He's got that Ags as well, so he's using that on the reduced cooldown just to clear off the waves and push these lanes out.
Considering that Nemiga are controlling most of the map, it's really bad for them to go to the areas that they can't control, and that's the bottom lane. So I'm very surprised that BetBoom didn't commit a little bit more on that tower, given that Nemiga, the chances that they're even gonna try to defend are very limited. Big thing for me though is Blink Dagger on Kiritich. That allows Nemiga to blink in and destroy a hero, especially the OD. If you can start the fight with the OD going down, then everything could go quite well for you.
Yeah, but Mallory, he's going to be trying to get himself away from this one as well. Roll up into the rolling thunder now as well. Mallory, hookshot comes through, Save gets the kill. Now he's locked inside the corner, but the overbuild's going to be used. He might be able to get a kill onto Save as the Laguna Blade onto Kiritich. He does have that Aegis, but they're going to be able to pop him once. Can they do it twice? In fact, no.
All day.
They can't even take him down. Yeah, some great armlet toggle as well. He does get out alive, and they didn't commit for the kill. Lost both supports to BetBoom, so they didn't want to overstay the welcome, and Kiritich gets out alive.
Both teams are very good at starting off the fight and murdering someone the instant the fight starts.
Yeah.
So when it doesn't happen and you've initiated, you lost your positioning advantage. That's what happened to BetBoom. They used both of their supports. Malrine didn't immediately die. He has the roll up. He has the rolling thunder. He does die inside of it without even using the BKB, but it's not that good because your supports are out of position. They get easily cleared out, and then it's very hard for the cores to really position themselves all that great in the fight, and thus BetBoom have to pull out.
Yeah, and you can see the Undying, instead of trying to max out onto that Tombstone as well, he's gone for the 4 points into Soul Rip. He's got the mechanism up. He's going towards I assume the Greaves at some point as well. So he's offering that survivability, offering the sustain. And it's something that I think Hellscream with the living armor as well as the Leech Seed in these group fights are going to be real nice as well. But it's something that the teams do. I know Toronto are trying to out-sustain, they're trying to outlast in these team fights. Aura, as Kiritich does get the kill on Toronto-Tokyo, Nightfall forced to use that BKB there as well. That is going to be the 9-second fresh BKB.
That's a gem. That's a gem that Toronto-Tokyo just gave away.
Oh, no.
He was just coming out of his base and just
Oh, they're going to get the jump with the Magic. Magic gets caught out, 3 heroes around, and he's going to be cleaned up. Really nice gang squad coming out from BetBoom. But yeah, to my point just before that, this is something that you see some of the better teams do, that Nemiga are doing. They're just looking to out-sustain in these fights, keep themselves alive longer so they can take these hero picks and force out BetBoom to either overcommit or just back off and take the victory that they do get, the support kills, or if they get one, like 2-to-1 pickoffs, it's still a 2-to-1 trade for Nemiga, or a 1-to-0, something like that. It's still a positive trade for Nemiga.
You are countering the burst potential of the enemies. You're making sure that all of your heroes use their spells. And considering that Nemiga will always have the positioning advantage just because of the Nature's Prophet pushing in the waves, and BetBoom will have the vision advantage, BetBoom initiates with better vision, but worse positioning, and you keep that one hero alive.
Yeah.
So then you still have better positioning, and now you have vision, and you have 5 of your heroes. So I like it. I think it's the right approach from So Bad, especially because the Tombstone really is going to be taken down very easily by the Lina.
Yeah, he's actually Does he have the... it's the gem on the courier, so he's looking to maybe do a bit of de-warding with the courier, you know, just scouting out so bad. I'm surprised that he's not actually finishing off the full Greaves, and he's going into the Glimmer Cape's going to be nice as well, you know, offering that extra little protection. And I suppose all the Greaves, you know, it combines it frees up a slot, which that's the major benefit, you know, the purge stuff like that. Who needs it? Having that extra slot, that's where it's really at.
For the effort.
I'd like the Force Staff. I'd really like the Force Staff for one of the heroes on Nemiga. I think that's something that they're lacking. Because without the Force Staff, all the heals in the world at some point aren't going to be enough when BetBoom initiates. And if you have a Force Staff plus the heals, then you're going to be keeping that one hero alive.
Yeah. Smoke coming through from both sides, actually. 3-man smoke from both sides. So on the top lane, let's hit BetBoom looking towards Vizu, but now the Rolling Thunder is going to come through and Pure. Oh, he's going to be caught out. 3 heroes locking him down, killing him off.
It's going to be 2 heroes dying around the map, but Nemiga are going to be happier with it. First of all, their Nature's Prophet is not as farmed as Pure is. Second of all, he's going to be able to get out on the map very, very soon, whereas Pure, he does have the boots of travel, but he's going to be focusing a little bit more on farm. And you see immediately Pure, he has finished off the Satanic, but he understands, I die with it. I need something to stop this blink stun if I cannot react in time.
Yeah, and so he is going to be going back for that Lincoln's. As we can see, Dawnbreaker on the bottom lane, just hiding in the trees, maybe looking for a jump because GPK is well saved. Going to be TPing down here, and Malrein's going to show. The Swashbuckle comes out, Shield Crash, immediately blinks into the trees. Nightfall, and Malrein's going to go for the TP. Fighting senses are tingling, and he doesn't want to be caught out, so he just immediately moves to the top lane.
Usually you can tell where someone blinked, but because there's a swashbuckle, you can't really see the turn rate, and then you don't know exactly where he is. Has he gone back? Has he gone in the trees? Nightfall had no idea that that Malrein was right next to him.
Vizu's going to be spotted though. There is that ward on the cliff giving vision, so there's going to be the blink in. The Bushwhack comes out. They're going to be able to get the lockdown. Even the Solar Guardian, it's not going to be needed, but still committed though to get the kill onto Vizu.
This is a much better kill than the last one, not only because Pure didn't die, but because it's on the enemy side of the map. That's the main thing. And I think Vazia, looking at this game, he should never be on his side of the map, because that's the worst place to die. BetBoom, it's not like they can take towers that fast until they have the Deso on the Dawn. Okay, they have the Deso on the Dawn. How is Nightfall so farmed? Like, what the hell? He didn't have it a second ago, but now it's done. And overall, now it's a little bit different. Now you're gonna have to push out those lanes. But I think the Nature's Prophet should never, if he's close to his own base or closer to his own base, just let the Treants go. Do not show yourself, do not attack creeps, hide in the trees. On the top lane, on the closer to the enemy base, that is where you can die.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Well, we'll see what they want to do here, because Nemiga putting pressure onto the tier 3. Coming through with the creeps, the Swashbuckle there as well. He's going to be taking some damage, but it's only going to be a couple of creeps that are left, and then immediately Malrein TPs into the mid lane here. So 27 minutes in, it's only a 5k net worth lead for BetBoom, so Nemiga doing a really good job at keeping this game even. Save though, he's in the trees, he's looking for another jump. Is he going to be able to get himself on top? Rolling Thunder though, going to be coming in and immediately the blink in on top of GPK. Can they get anything from this TORONTOTOKYO? Trying to do what he can, but it's still going to be, you know, the cogs being dropped, and the back lines, the heals comes through. The break from the Sharpshooter onto the Undying, but he does have that mechanism to heal himself up, as well as the Soul Rip if he needs it. And it looks like they did force out a Rolling Thunder, but Nemiga not overcommitting, not sure. I mean, look at the Treant as well. He didn't want to TP in. He wants to keep this pressure onto the top tier 3. So Vizu wasn't there as well. Oh, the hookshot. It's coming through. Did have the lockdown as well. Kiritich is going to go for the BKB. The drive back with the reality. He's just going to go for the TP.
He's going to get smashed.
Have it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Man, once the Lina was coming in, I was getting afraid. But of course, having the Maelstrom, and the Lina still does a lot of her damage coming out from magic. So with the BKB, it is a problem. But that's a 9-second BKB just down the drain for the CK. Still, you know, living, it's much better. TORONTOTOKYO, slight mistake there. Maybe could have used the power cogs to push him back and extend the stun. But either way, I think the CK lives through that one. But it does give a big deal to BetBoom, and that is going into the Roche. Nemiga, no Rolling Thunder, no BKB on the CK. Their ability to defend this one, it's
Did you see the post on Reddit about the OD doing the 9-minute Roshan with just the Shadow Amulet? How long before we see that in pro matches?
I don't think we do, because OD is a very big positioning hero, right? And 9 minutes in, if you're missing off the map, everyone is gonna know something is the issue.
Radiant's courier
The hook,
has
it
been
came
killed.
out, but Sobat turns himself around there. He is going to lose his courier, but he's not going to lose his life. It looks like, well, maybe. I mean, the setup's going to be coming through Solar Guardian into the Sharpshooter, so at least the tree will be cut down. But yeah, Sobat gets himself out alive, even drops a tombstone, but Pure will be able to just farm that one up.
Nemiga are still controlling the map, but BetBoom are getting stronger, and this is what I meant when I said slowing down the game. The items for BetBoom will allow them to do so much. You can see that Nemiga would like to pressure the top lane and force TPs, but they cannot show heroes because you're up against the OD with an axe. That is 8 seconds. You're staying in place, or you're losing your BKB or the Rolling Thunder. And if you show yourself on the top lane, he TPs in, he astrals you, and then you make a decision: am I throwing away my spell or am I dying? And this threat is giving BetBoom the chance to just go around the map, and they don't care about the top lane. They don't care that their tier 2 went down. They are taking some chip damage on the tier 3, but it's not like their axes are gonna fall anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, they are going to be able to, say, put pressure onto the T2. Pure doing all right at taking the towers, even through the living armor. He's going to be able to build up his stacks as well. The Dragon Slave onto the creep wave, and just be able to clear off with the Maelstrom. So at some point, we've seen most laners, you know, they build that into a Gleipnir, but at the minute, he wants that survivability with the Satanic. Ultimate Overseer as well for the Lincolns, which is going to be delivered. So that extra bit of survivability, I wouldn't be surprised now to see him. I mean, he might keep the Falcon's Blade because he has that slot with the Aegis, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him go into the Gleipnir next.
Yeah, he might do it. Yeah, there it is. It's it does make sense. You know, you want that item next. It's really tough to deal with it. Also, you're up against CK illusions, so even if the CK uses the BKB himself, at least you're going to be controlling his illusions, saving your team for the time being. So it does make sense. Plus, it's a really strong meta item.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
As well as being really hard to pronounce for whatever reason. You know, Valve, they like the Norse names for their items coming through. The Maelstrom, the Mjolnir, and the Gleipnir. You have to get really, it has to come from the throat, that one.
Okay, if you say so. I mean, you are the one whose mother tongue, you know, is English.
I'm not Nordic though. It is a.
No, I'm saying English. English is, but it's still. You could still say they're not really English words, but they're actively used in the English language. Anyways, with that being said, you know, BetBoom, they're going for a smoke. They have finally managed to break the bottom tier 2, and this is where the game becomes easier for them because it's Nemiga that have to deal with the bottom lane, and then they're free to go around the map again.
The save, he's going to try and get in as well. He just get the pushback off into the Nature's Prophet NP. He doesn't pop the BKB. It's going to be coming out now. Solar Guardian now. Go for the right-click damage from Pure. They have it. They have the lockdown and get the kill on the Vazia. They're even going to be able to pick up the kill onto Hellstream.
The lack of force staffs is really hurting them. Really hurting them in this game. I don't know how they can play without them. I think the Blink Dagger on the Treant, the Glimmer on the Undying were complete miss of items. You cannot mount up a fight any longer if you're Nemiga. It has gotten to that point.
Is under attack.
Yeah, it does look like the Undying in terms of items. He might be looking for one now. In fact, no, it's going to be the Holy Locket coming up. I just saw the fluffy hat. I was like, okay, cool. So he's going to be building for the Force Staff next, but it's not. It's actually going to be the extra heal coming out here from the Undying with that Holy Locket.
So currently, if you're Nemiga, you're still okay at pushing out the waves. Obviously, that part of your strength is not as powerful as it used to be. I think the thing they have to find now is for them to have the initiation. They haven't been able to find many of those in the game, but that is what has to happen. So once Pure doesn't have his Aegis any longer, you have to go for it. Even if he does, but you need to see him.
Yeah, and Pure, I mean, the Rolling Thunder did come through, but Marin, all he's going to be able to do is get a little bit of disruption off and then straight back to the high ground here. And it looks like Pure, he's just going to sit on that front line. He's just going to be able to put pressure again onto this tier 2. Hellscream could be close. Back alive now, looking for that overgrowth if anyone steps up, but it looks like BetBoom, even with the Aegis, they don't want to overcommit. They want to play it safe. They've got the Gleipnir out. They've got that extra control, so that could force a couple of BKBs, but Lina maybe looking for the Daedalus before they go into that next big fight here from the side of BetBoom.
And they're going for it right now. I think what they're trying to do is BetBoom want to be the ones that are initiating when they don't have the Aegis. So that's why even without the Rolling Thunder being active, they don't go for that tier 2 in the mid lane. Because if they're getting initiated on, there is still a chance that Nemiga can win a fight.
Oh, the hook. They've got the chance. They've got the kill onto the Chaos Knight.
Twice in a row on the same play, though this time around he doesn't get anything off considering that the bushwhack does connect.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, Hellscream, he's going to go for the TP away. And yeah, this bushwhack, I mean, save has been on point here. Again, from the draft, we said the BetBoom, all of these heroes, they are amazingly comfortable on. And the fact that Nemiga gave them every single one over to the side of BetBoom, it surprises me that Nemiga didn't at least ban out the Clock or ban out the Lina, or even take away the Hoodwink.
Radiant's middle tower is under
You
attack.
probably feel like BetBoom are gonna be performing in terms of mechanical skill amazingly no matter what they play. So just
Radiant's
let them
middle
have
tower has
everything
fallen.
if you have a tactical idea of how to deal with it. But yeah, you're completely right. BetBoom, it's very hard to win against the team when they're hitting all of their spells, and BetBoom has been doing that for the most of the DPC. You know, but still, it doesn't mean that they're unbeatable. It just seems that they're in good form right now. What I'm afraid for BetBoom is when they get to the international stage, what happens if you start missing your spells, or what happens if you're forced into situations where missing your spells is something that should be expected. That is when it becomes dangerous. I've seen so many teams like be so strong mechanically, but they're not crushing the games, and I think that's kind of the case with BetBoom. They're winning. Some games they crush in 15 minutes, but these 40-minute games, they usually take a long time. I'm very afraid for them for the international stage. That's why I can't wait for the majors to start to really see how powerful this team is.
Yeah, and I think we've seen a good couple of games where BetBoom weren't in the driver's seat. You know, the 74-minute against One Move comes to mind, where One Move were looking very strong for the majority of that game, and BetBoom had that mental fortitude to come back, you know, to console it. Oh, they're even going to be able to get down Chaos Knight. They're going to be Boomerang coming through as well. LSA's going to connect with the other out. Chaos Knight being kept alive, but there's still not coming through, so we can't get a BKB off. And now it will be the Lincoln Sphere going to be popped from Pure. Pure just moves himself back, rolls Thunder into the roll coming through from Mallory, but Mallory's going to be taking a lot of right damage here for the Lina, and now the Gladney and the BKB works up for the Chaos Knight. They get the kill. Bazia, he's just going to go for that BKB TP out and nothing to disrupt. Even Pure, there's going to be a double damage rune in the river if he scouts this one out, but Nightfall, it looks like he's hunting for more. Won't be able to find anyone just yet, but Mallory, he's got that TP, so it looks like he's going to try and put the pressure on, help these catapults to this tier 1 tower on the bot, but that could be his doom, as GPK, he doesn't have the blink, so he's not going to be able to close the gap, actually.
Still, Nemiga, they're so desperate to start the fight. This game is pretty much over. Considering that their lineup, the way that it should work, it just doesn't have the capabilities to work that way any longer. We talked about Nemiga are gonna be controlling the waves. Okay, Bazia is dead again.
Yeah, he doesn't have that BKB. The Solar Guardian comes in, and Vazi goes back in the box.
Yeah, but coming back to the point, so BetBoom, better vision with the Clockwerk. Nemiga, better lane control. And now you don't have the lane control. So that part of your lineup is gone. You're 23,000 gold behind. Your heroes aren't massively better in a team fight than the opponents. So at this point, this game looks very impossible to lose for BetBoom. Unless they slow it down long enough for the ultra late game to come. And then they make a massive mistake. It's very unlikely to expect something from like that from them.
Yeah, now as well, Pure, he has a bottle of double damage rune, he has the Daedalus coming out as well. Roshan is going to be up, even though the Witch Blade, the Witch Bane being dropped, and this is going to be Roshan 37 seconds away. He's only had that rune bottled for about 30 seconds as well, so this is going to be really nice timing on the Roche. If BetBoom maybe find a pick off first, you know, to create space for them inside this Roche pit, but it is getting ever closer, and Nemiga, they need to be aware of this Roche timing potentially coming up and having a plan to maybe try and contest into this.
I'm looking at their heroes and I'm trying to find a way how they can do it, because they can't really get the vision into the pit. I think maybe with the Nature Spot they could.
Well, Sanity's Eclipse gets dropped and Marin gets dropped there as well, following up really nice jump in from TORONTOTOKYO to get that hook in, and GPK just secures the kill, and that will be 64 seconds without the Pangolier when Roche is up now. Lina all ready for it with this double damage rune if he wants to pop it, even holding on to the Penta Edge for extra damage here on this Lina.
I really like the vision coming up from them. you know, it's not super deep. Because you want to see when the enemies are trying to cross the river, you know, be a little bit cheeky. In the side lanes, you know you can catch them there if you get vision, and it has to all come from the mid lane. So you're just dispersing from the mid lane and catching them one by one. You know that Nemiga are not all going to be together, so you need control of the mid part of the map, and then when you see someone trying to be annoying, push out the side lane or something like that, then you jump fast.
TORONTOTOKYO Hellscream will see, so TORONTOTOKYO might go down, drops his cards, and he will be dropped himself here. But meanwhile, in the mid lane, Pure, he pops that double damage rune. The living armor goes off onto the tier 3 tower, and he says, living armor? What living armor? And just chunks through so much of it in about 4 or 5 hits.
Did he just buy the bottle? I think he bought the bottle. Because no one had a bottle on his side,
GPK
so,
didn't have one,
so he bought it there. They were all the time they were looking at that DD but didn't want to pick it up, and that was because he was waiting for the bottle. So 650 investment, and it's actually good in this part of the game because you want those DDs. You want to be able to use them at the right point.
So we'll see how they want to play around this now as well. The vision, they don't have it up the hill here in Nemiga.
Now or never. No Clockwerk. They should go. Nemiga. They're trying to find the initiation.
Smoke's going to bring though. The Hex comes out and immediately GPK. He gets that blink away, so they weren't able to get the drag back Tombstone. It was dropped. Pure is going to be coming onto the back line, so even sees the courier, takes it down. This creep wave, Rolling Thunder comes through. But they have this agent. They're going to be able to get the grab on the Mallory. He's rolling. The sharpshooter comes up. Mallory with that roll up into the Rolling Thunder now as well. Laguna Blade comes out. They get the catch onto Vazia. And Prophet, he's holding on to this BKB for dear life, and it could be his dear life if he throws it out too early. But he can try and go for the re-engage as well. The Rolling Thunder does come out now as well. Pure up onto the high ground. He's just saying, come at us, bro. And on the back line, TORONTOTOKYO, he drops the card. Now Mallory on the hook, he connects. Even through the swashbuckle, the gap gets closed. And so does Mallory in his life. They get the kill onto the Pango. He's dead for 70, has that buyback, but no Rolling Thunder now for at least the next 20 seconds or so.
And I really like how the Lina can't even move with all of her 7 fiery souls through the Nature's Grasp and the Curse of the Old Growth from the Nature's Prophet. He literally is not moving, but it doesn't change anything. I think as soon as the Clockwerk came back to life, Nemiga needed to click to their base. Like, we're not fighting here any longer. But I guess you came to a point in the game where you probably think, Pure, he steps onto our high ground, we can't do anything, so let's just put all we have in this one. So I can't really blame them for that decision.
Oh, do they get the kill onto Hellscream? Where's that gem? They get the dust reveal now as well. Hellscream in the trees looking for that TP away. TORONTOTOKYO, no, he gets the battery assault. Hellscream, he tries to get himself away with the Overseal Totem, but the hook shot comes out. Hellscream, he might just go down. TORONTOTOKYO looking for a solo kill. Well, I say solo kill. Save is coming in. The sharpshooter's going to be off the mark. He chases Hellscream. He doesn't have the TP. Overgrowth comes out. Bushwhack. It's not going to connect, or it does. He gets thrown. He gets the long one out, and that's going to be the boomerang. And Save secures that kill. While that's going on, they are going to be able to take another set of racks here on the side of BetBoom.
Being surrounded by brothers, you think you're safe, but you know, one of them just gets used against you.
I mean, he's a tree himself. The Bushwhack should connect onto him, and any heroes around the Treant should be Bushwhacked to him. Like, he should still be able to move away, but he is a tree. That Bushwhack should connect.
Okay, so Rob is definitely not gonna get hired to write the code of Dota, because that would be pretty unfortunate.
It's like when Cinderbrew used to proc on all the fire spells in the game. As Vazia, oh, he pops the BKB. Nightfall gets the jump in, and Pure, yeah, they're going to have to just go back into Keratin now. He might get the kill to save, but it is going to be now or never. That Butch and Sundance time coming out for Nemiga in this first game, and it looks like GPK, well, it's going to be the ending that we don't see on the Sundance edit.
They're just being smacked right now. Nemiga at this point, they have no shot. BetBoom have overtaken this game. They still have the Aegis, and it's just Nemiga not wanting to call GG because they want to make BetBoom work for it.
Keratin tries to get the kill to GPK. Let's give the Phantasm come through now as well. Pure with that BKB, Nightfall going to be able to get the jump, and that's just going to be Keratin put back in the box. Pure does secure that kill. Backlines Mallory, he's trying to get himself away from TORONTOTOKYO. Rocket Flood does come through, so Mallory, there's going to be the jump in though, and Nightfall, he takes that kill, and Nemiga to buy him back to this. You want to try and stretch this game for as long as possible, it seems, but I don't see it going any other way than, yeah, Pure just stepping up GPKs here, so they are going to be able to take this pace out. And fortification, they wrap around. Kiritich and Fazia look for that attacks there, and they get the spread out onto the Clockwerk now as well. Cogs get dropped, but it just means that Curtis, he's trapped in, and they're going to be able to finish off the Chaos Knight one more time. Game is going to be over here as pure GG's get called.
Yep, Nemiga show us only losers give up. They weren't gonna call GG until it was absolutely over. Just going for BetBoom over and over again, even if it means